Well, greetings, friends. Today's reading is Deuteronomy chapters number 8 through 10. And just as yesterday, there was a phrase that was repeated over and over that I think was important. Today is another phrase, and that is the phrase or the subject of do not forget. We find that in chapter number 8, verse 11. Don't forget. Verse number 14, there's a danger of forgetting in chapter 8, verse 19. If you forget, and then chapter 9, verse 7, do not forget. Now, what are they not to forget? Well, these chapters are filled with things that they should remember. Now, there's a temptation for all of us, especially as we get older, to forget things. And in chapter 8, verse number 3, man does not live by bread alone. This is a scripture that Jesus actually quoted when the temptation when he was tempted on the mountain. Man does not live by bread alone. We cannot forget that. A man disciplines his son as a man disciplines his son. God disciplines his children. That's in chapter 8, number 5. We can't forget that God is he loves us so much that he's going to discipline us to get us back in the right relationship with him. We can't forget also in verse number 17 that it's God's power that helps us to accomplish the things he wants us to accomplish. You see, he told them, don't get to the place when you've taken the land where you think you're the one that's done it. It's not your power, it's God's power. They were not to forget that it's God that gives them wealth. He gives them the power to get wealth. And friends, I think that is so true today that we've got to remember, if we have anything, any possession, any monies or whatever it may be, it's ultimately God that has given us the power to get that. It's not by our own abilities. And also in chapter 9, verses 4 and 5, he says, it's my righteousness. It's because of God that he's enabled them to conquer the land, not their righteousness. And then finally, in chapter number 10, we can't forget of God's requirements. He says in verse number 12, now what does the Lord our God require of you but to fear the Lord your God, to walk in all his ways, to love him, to serve the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and to keep the commandments and statutes of the Lord, which I am commanding you today for your good. Friends, we must not forget, just like they couldn't forget. You and I can't forget the blessings of God. We can't forget the discipline of God. We've got to always remember the things that God has done in the past, so it will affect our future. If we remember, it will affect how we act and how we work in the future. Well, God bless you. Have a wonderful day. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.